day today. Got camera behind the camera again. We're gonna do another mistakes video, but this time it's for pull day.
So in the first video, you gave us an explanation about acclimation sets, or basically warming up sets. Is the same principles applied to deadlifts and all your lifts, or was that specifically towards bench?
No, it's the same for all lifts. You don't have to do it as much with your isolation accessory movements, but your compound lifts, you want it all about the same.
Okay, so if they are the same, do you mind just explaining it real quick for the conventional deadlift that you're about to do as well?
Okay, so working set, we don't have any, our working weight is not set. We're just gonna warm up, we're gonna work up to a weight and see how it feels, and then we're gonna pick rep range. But today is supposed to be our heavier day, so at least 3 plates. So we'll go off 3 plates, 315. So I'm gonna probably do 135, 1 plate on each side. I'm gonna do that for like maybe 6 to 8, and then go 225, 2 plates for probably 3 to 5, and then 275 probably for 1 to 2 reps, and then 315. But a common mistake by beginner lifters is overexerting yourself, wasting energy, doing too many warm-up sets. You're not doing warm-up sets to get blood going. Well, that's not the only reason. You're acclimating, you're getting your nervous system ready, primed up. So making bigger jumps will save energy, but making too small of jumps, doing too many warm-up sets, will hinder your workout.
Coach, so I know everybody's different, everybody's body style is different and preference is different, but is there a rule of thumb for hand placement on deadlifts, or can you just give me your insight on that?
Good question, Cameron. And that's where you actually want to start when you're figuring out your deadlift grip and your stance. Okay, because it's 2 things, your stance and your grip. First, my rule of thumb is neutral. You want your shoulders neutral with your hands. So hold it up like that, come down, and that's where you should grab the bar. You don't want to be too close, you don't want to be too wide. Okay, and then once you find your hand placement, you can mess with your stance. You don't want your knees, your arms hitting your legs, so you need to adjust your stance based on where your elbows are at, so you have that clearance.
Alright Coach, so when I first started deadlifting, I heard about sumo deadlifting and conventional. What are the pros and cons of both, or is there a preference that you choose for yourself? What should beginners start doing? Should they start doing conventional, or should they start doing sumo? What is your take on that for beginners? Because it can be confusing for new people.
To be honest with you, as a beginner, I didn't deadlift. I didn't deadlift until seriously like the second half of my lifting career. But what I recommend is to try both. Everyone's built differently, so mechanics are gonna be different. Try both and find what feels most natural to you, and then work on that. But keep in mind, conventional and sumo, they focus on different muscle groups. Sumo is a lower body dominant movement. Your hamstrings, your glutes, right? Conventional is a back movement. It's not a lower body movement. Your lower body is used but it's dominantly a back movement. And that's why we incorporated on pull day today. I myself made a mistake. We had legs yesterday and we went a little too hard on hamstrings. Too much volume on the stiff deads. And now my hamstrings are really, really sore today. So I don't want to risk any injury. So we're gonna keep it semi-light on the deadlifts and just keep the RPE very low. So we're gonna go 315, 3 plates for I don't know how many. Whatever feels comfortable, I don't know. My hammies are killing me.
All right, Coach, with conventional deadlifts, what's a common mistake that you see lifters do with their form?
Probably the most common is having the bar not close enough to you as you're going through the movement. Like, it's too in front of you, so you're pulling, and it puts you in a position where your leverage is inoptimal. You want it as close, you want to keep it close to your body. You want it pretty close to your shins, grazing it as you're going up. So yeah, common mistake is having the bar too far in front of you.
All right, Coach, what movement do we have next?
Lat pull down.
All right, and what's a common mistake with lat pull downs?
Common mistake, probably the most common mistake is going too wide with your grip. There's this misconception, this myth that everyone's been passing along for years. I did the same thing. The wider you go, the wider your back will grow. That is just complete BS. You want to find a nice grip where your lats engage the most. And I found for me, mid grip, not too wide, not too close, right here. Mistake, guys, that I see done all the time is leaning back, too far back, all gangster, like this. Using momentum, swinging. You want to slow it down. Minimal lean back. I want to say pretty upright.
Hey, Coach, when I first started doing lat pull downs, I wasn't sure if I was making a mistake or not by putting my thumb under the bar or over the bar. What's your take on that?
We call that the suicide grip, right? Some people do it on bench, other movements, but it's actually a good way to get your form down. When you're doing any pulling movements, you want your hands like a hook. You don't want to clinch the bar. You don't want to squeeze the bar. That will put unnecessary stress, tension, activation on your forearms, your grip. You want to hook it. That suicide grip like this will teach you how to hook it. Learn how to hook it, and then wrap your thumb around for more support. I never promote the suicide grip. Always use your thumb. Another common mistake made by beginners is straps. Automatically relying on the help of straps, right? Like right out of the gates when you first start lifting, I need straps. I don't recommend using straps for a good amount of time. Develop your grip strength, your forearms, your hands, and then go with straps. I personally like the VersaGrips over the traditional wrist wraps because it's easier. It's like new school. Wrist wraps are like old school in my opinion. I get people ask all the time, what are these VersaGrips? I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out.
right, coach, what do we got next?
Seated row. So we're moving on to a horizontal pull. Common mistake when choosing your pull exercises is doing too many of one, either vertical or horizontal. You want to mix it up. You want to have one of each, at least.
And vertical and horizontal pull, such as, if you don't mind.
Pull up, slap, pull down. Vertical is pulling up and down. Horizontal is like this, rows.
Coach, what's a common mistake that you see beginners doing with horizontal pulls?
Over-exaggerating the stretch. You want to get some stretch on the eccentric part, the negative, but you don't want to exaggerate it where you're letting it go and you're losing all tension. You want to keep time under tension throughout the whole move. Of the day for me, I usually just do one bicep movement, probably 3 to 4 sets. Sal usually does 2 to 3 because he's trying to build his biceps. My biceps are not lagging. I think they're pretty satisfactory. So I'm gonna do alternating curls. One mistake that I see with this, which I never made actually, from the beginning, I really focused on slowing it down and really feeling it. I guess I was lucky enough to have that mentality right away, but for buys, I always focused on the negatives and controlling the weight. Common mistake is using the body, swinging it, throwing in your back, throwing in your core, taking away from your biceps. You want to isolate your biceps. So let me show you a common mistake. It happens because the weight's too heavy. I don't even know if I can do it. I can't cheat on purpose. Okay? So this is how I want you to do it. Quality, not quantity. That mentality will lead you very far when it comes to bodybuilding training.
Golden question that I've had for you. How did you grow your biceps so big? And I'm sure you get that question a lot.
That's a good question, Cameron. I don't really do anything special besides focus on my form, focus on quality isolation to my biceps. I did more volume when I was younger, like stupid amount of volume, like 20, 25 reps, and I think that might have really helped. But I just didn't focus on that. I also focused on getting stronger over the months, over the years of repping more weight. So I had the hypertrophy and the strength mentality. Tip for you guys to finish the workout. Changing up your bicep movements too often, trying to shock the muscles. You want to stick to some basic movements. Straight bars, alternating dumbbell curl, cable curls. Just stick to the basics. Stick to the 2 to 3 and get good at them. Increase the weight over time. The only time you really want to switch is you want to have a variation of isolateral, meaning one at a time, and bilateral, right? Together. So this would be isolateral. Bi would be working like a straight bar curl. So when you're doing dumbbell curl or single cable curl, you're isolating each side. So it will avoid you having muscle imbalances, like your left being bigger than your right. So that is a wrap for the vlog, guys, today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You go, I go, you stay, I stay. One song you sing.